All right. Welcome back everybody to the stream. This is the first Elden Ring call-in show ever, I believe, that anybody's ever done. Um I that I've seen. But here we are. It's been a short trip and we've made it. Um yeah. So I'm not going to be really playing anything. I got the game set up and stuff. And we're going to take calls and listen to the people out there, their theories, their ideas, their opinions on Elden Ring. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be amazing. Depending on how long, how many people we have in queue, you know, will dictate how long you have. If we don't have a lot of people, I'll let you go for a while. Yeah. Let's see. Do we have any announcements? No. Oh, but you know what? I should put the let's see, the Discord link just in case anybody wants to call in, because currently that is going to be the only way to get in the queue to call. Oops. All right, hold on one second. Still setting things up. Still new to all this. All right. Whoops. Uh-oh. Oh, well. He got tired of holding his hands up. All right, here we go. Where is invite to server? Boom. All right, so anybody that comes in and joins later, you can just join the Discord, jump in the queue at the bottom, and we'll let you speak your mind. And we'll let you stand before the Golden Inquisitor and the Inquisition and everybody else and see how your theories and your ideas, your opinions stand. And see if you can, oh, you don't really have to defend them. I'm here. I just want to hear what's up. Hey, I see there's already three people already in queue. Well, welcome, boss. Welcome, Jackal. Nick, welcome back. Nas, welcome back. Yeah, we'll get started in just a little bit. We'll just see what's going on. Spiral, I see you. What's up, man? Nice to see you again. That guy is pretty dangerous in Helldivers too, by the way, y'all. Anyways, let's see. Anything else? Hey, I hope everybody enjoyed the video that I released the other day. I hope it made you think a little bit. And if you disagreed with it, I hope you did. But anyways, that's all I got. Let's go ahead and get our first person in here. I think the first person was boss. Okay, boss. Okay, we're gonna test it out, do a test drive with boss and see how it goes. All right, let's see how. So, all right, I think I'm gonna do this. Wait. And then 1 second, boss, and then let's see. There is. I practiced it. I did a little practice run the other day, and here it is. All right, let's see. All right, boss. How you? Can you hear me, boss? Can we hear you? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh no, you're muted. Let's see. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Hey, can I guess no. Boss, are you there? Or maybe he's not there. All right. Well, I'm gonna put you back in queue, boss, and Jackal. Let's see if we can get you in here, man. Boss, we'll get back to you. All right, Jackal. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I figured it out. Let's see. Rule. All right. Let's see. Hey, Jackal, are you there? Can we hear you?
I'm here. I think Boss is back though. If you want to start
Okay.
with him again.
Yeah, yeah. We'll go back to Boston. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for being a fair person. All right. Let's see. I have to do this first, and then move them in. Right. Hey, boss, are you there?
Hello?
Oh, how you doing, man? Hold on. Let me see if we got you on the
Yeah.
if people can hear you. Can anybody hear boss just for a test? All right. Yep. Okay, good. Thank you, Nick. Thank you,
Is
Farm.
the audio okay then?
Yeah, you sound good, man.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Farm is here, by the way. He's helping out. Thank you. Shout out to him.
Oh, okay.
All right, man. So
Yeah.
welcome to the show. Thank you for being our first.
Thanks to you, man.
Oh, you're welcome, man. You're the first one, man. What do you want to do the question of the week? Let's see. Yeah, let's do the question of the
Yeah.
week, and then we'll let you just
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah, we can do an intro.
All right. So what's the question of the week, man? Do you remember?
I think the question was the original sin quoted on Mesmer's Remembrance, right?
Yes. What is the original sin that is spoken about in Mesmer's remembrance?
Yes, I have here like some notes, so I'm just gonna go over them.
All right, go for it, man.
Well, first of all, thank you for taking me here. I'm Boss Osser, and let's go first with the last two lines of Mesmer's Remembrance. Here I go. Yet having done so, her fear compelled her, secret away her child within the realm of shadow, hidden away, keeping company with the original sin, and hatred that will not be confined.
Okay.
With that remembrance, we can tell that the original sin is sealed away in the realm of shadow.
Right.
But before telling you about the actual original sin, we need to be on the same page with Marika.
Okay.
As we know, Marika got to be a god through the Hornsent Tower and the Divine Gate.
Okay.
But Marika, my take on Marika is that she was not meant to be a god that way. She stole the divinity from the Hornsent. And here goes my take on it.
Okay.
I think she got help with a serpent. It was actually Nick said it Wednesday, so I got scared. He had my theory in some ways, but
Okay.
here goes the rest of it. Well, Marika schemed alongside the serpent to steal away the divinity of the Hornsent. But then Marika betrayed the serpent and blamed it on it. That's why the serpent is a reviled figure in ancient times.
Oh, really? Okay.
And my and my and my conclusion, sorry, is that it's quoted on Mesmer's remembrance because it's a comparison. Mesmer was blamed for the crusade that Marika wanted, and it's sealed away just like the original sin. Maybe that's why it's mentioned in his remembrance. But yeah, that's all actually. I don't have any wow turn. I just believe that it was mentioned because it's really similar to what happened to him.
Okay. So you just think what that the so you don't know what the original sin is then, right? You just
Uh,
saying that
I,
there with Mesmer in the Land of Shadows, right?
Well, yeah, that too, but I think the original sin was Marika turning a god, but wrongfully.
Oh,
That's
I
her.
see.
That's
I
her
see.
original sin.
Okay. So,
And maybe the theory doesn't have a footing about the serpent helping Marika
uh-huh.
because of the trailer, everyone believed that that was a serpent or maybe the Glow My Queen, but like a lot of people believed it was a serpent without any visible evidence.
Okay.
But that's my take on it. And maybe I was thinking about the skin right outside of Bunny Village, like the serpent witnessed the massacre
Okay.
and maybe helped Marika survive it. But that's like another folder of things.
But why but if she betrayed the serpent, why would she do that? Do you have any ideas on that
Ma-
one?
Maybe she stole the divinity of the Hornsent, and she needed a scapegoat, just like Mesmer was the scapegoat of the Crusade. Like Mesmer and the Serpent got the same treatment.
Okay. That's an
Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting. So if America wasn't supposed to become the god of the age, then who do you think was supposed to be that?
Well, I really don't have a candidate,
Uh-huh.
but in Inner Elm, there's like statues of a pair of people like intertwined. Maybe Marika was part of the ritual, but maybe not the one meant to be a god.
Oh, like she was like Inya says she's a vessel. Maybe she was meant to be a
Yeah,
vessel for somebody else.
most likely because I I don't think the Hornsent would like a shaman girl to become their god. Maybe
Right.
they had another figurehead.
So so maybe perhaps, if we continue with your line of thinking, so the seduction and the betrayal. So the seduction would be the snake seducing America, or America seducing the snake.
Maybe a seduction and betrayal came from both parties
Uh-huh.
because they double crossed the Hornsent. Then Marka betrayed them both, but took the serpent's downfall
Oh, really?
with
Okay.
her plans.
Nice. Oh, okay.
The only thing I have not resolved is what serpent was. Maybe the Gelmir one, or maybe the vessel serpent.
Uh-huh.
Then it got reincarnated to Mesmer, but that's too liquid to
Right.
say it.
Huh. Maybe it was the abyssal serpent. Because maybe I don't I don't know. Yeah, you're right. There's not enough to go on to that, I think. Not from what I know.
Yeah, maybe I can cook something on a later date because the Abyssal Serpent has like alchemy connotations, but I'm not that well versed on that topic, so I was not gonna mention it, but
Ah.
it's there.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that one. That theory either, but when everybody starts talking about the alchemical nature of Elden Ring and everything like that, my eyes kind of just gloss over, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, maybe it has like some alchemic points and reference, but we don't need to take every alchemic rule and plasma it on Elden Ring.
Okay. All right, man. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Do you have anything else you want to chip in or talk about?
Well, maybe about the serpent in Gelmir,
Uh huh.
that it has the same skin in Bunny Village, but maybe that was is a asset reuse most likely,
Yeah.
and the serpent never dies. Like it never dies because it's a serpent god. Maybe it became a god alongside Marika, but Marika destroyed it fast. Like
Yeah.
we know gods can be killed, obviously. The Elden Beast and Mikola was like a birthed god right in that moment. Like they can be destroyed.
Yeah.
But that's all I want to say about this topic.
Uh,
Maybe on another day I would have more.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Let's see. If we do this again, we'll probably will. We'll discuss the serpents and see what you think.
Yeah, we're gonna have a blast there. But
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for having me, and good luck to the other guys waiting.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, man. Well, I'll see you around. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks to you. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Who's next? Jackal? Jackal is next. Let's see. How do I do this? There we go. Okay. I got to double click. I'm learning, people. All right. Dun, dun, dun. I think. There we go. All right. So we're going to bring in Jackal, I think. Come on, Discord. All right. All right, Jackal, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Amazing, dude.
Forgive me any background noise. My daughter woke up, so she might say, "Oh, there she goes."
Oh, no problems, man. No problems. No problems.
Okay.
So welcome to the show. First call-in show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Do you
Thank
want
you
to
for
go?
having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You want to go with the question of the week first before you jump into whatever you want to talk about?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right.
So I'm actually glad Boss went first because I was having a hard time figuring out how I was going to open with it. But essentially, I entirely agree with his theory that America betrayed the serpent.
Okay.
But I wanted to expand on that more because I've got a little more to go on.
All right. Tell us, man. We're listening. The world is listening.
So, okay, beginning first, I'm going to start with when I think Mesmer might have been born. And I believe that was during the Age of Plenty, or at least towards the beginning of it.
Okay.
And I
Wait,
also
the Age of Plenty, like the Ur Tree? Is that?
yeah, the very beginning of the Age of the Erd Tree before it became an object of faith.
Okay, so
Um,
that's also, is that also referred to as the golden age of the Ur Tree?
pretty
Or-
much. So the reign of America, I think is like can be put into like four different parts or three. The Age of the Erd Tree has the Age of Plenty, and then after it was burned or changed, however, the plenty began to go missing. And then there was the moment of tarnishing where America switched everything up and then moved to the age of the Golden Order.
Okay.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was
Mesmer-
understanding where we were. Okay. Thank you.
And I also I think I mentioned earlier in Discord that I thought that maybe Elden John might be more related to Mesmer than Radigan was.
Uh-huh.
I want to retract that now because I certainly now believe that Radigan was Mesmer's father.
Oh, really?
But I
We'll
think
get
this
into
was a
that.
fact- Yeah.
All right.
I also think this was a fact that was hidden from Mesmer, because it's not something that's widely spoken about, but more not even gleamed on in game. It's more of a communal speculative thing. But
Okay.
the reason I mention this is because the fire Mesmer inherited would not have been possible without after America dealing with the fire or the flame of the Fell God.
Okay.
The serpent part, I think, has relates not just with Bonnie Village, but with the windmill villages in Dominula as well, and the same type of people. We also find the corpses of the same old women at Mount Gelmir as well, where serpents are very much more prevalent.
Okay.
So what I'm getting at is America betrayed the serpent because the serpent helped her survive Bonnie Village.
Huh.
Because a serpent never dies.
Okay.
Also, I do believe that the serpent skin in Bonnie Village is much more different, the skin of a different snake than we find in the Temple of Igle. because I believe the serpent that ate Rykard hatched from the egg we seen in the intro video. And we see that those yes, hi hon, here's your bowl. We see that those snakes are far more different than the snake form Mesmer takes, which seems to be like an infinite repository of serpent kind. Yeah, yeah. Um, yes. So America, America was in danger of being subsumed entirely by horn scent culture, possibly to even become the balancers that we saw.
Oh,
But
oh, okay.
that's a different topic. When America scaled the tower, I don't think. I definitely believe she stole divinity from the horn or from the horde scent, but I don't think what she did was technically an illegal move in the eyes of the greater will. I think godhood was just up for grabs for anyone who had the power to take it, and America at the time had the power to take it.
All right.
But after she took it, um, well, this is where I have a hiccup in my theory because I don't know when Marika was bereft of the serpent, but Marika had a serpent within her as well. And I think this was a general practice between the maidens of the flower villages, aka Dominula and the shaman village, that um, their fascination with life in America's descriptions, where she's constantly mentioning an epoch of life or um, like the life gold prevails, and how they're both allegories for one another.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Marika took in the serpent. It helped her to get through Bonnie Village and through the Tower of Bellarat. And once she has attained godhood and is the embodiment of light and life, she had no real need for the serpent. I
Okay.
believe she betrayed it without realizing that it had the potential to bite her back.
Huh. All right. So the original sin is also for you the betrayal of the serpent, also.
Yes, but I also think the entire theme of Shadow of the Erdtree is coded in the theme of betrayal. America betrays Mesmer. America betrays the Horn Scent. America betrayed Godfrey. America betrayed. Uh, America probably through Radigan betrayed Renala. Uh, the whole Bale betrayed Placidusax. There's just this constant stream of betrayal that's very heavy in the entire DLC that I think also allegorically speaks to what Marika did to not only gain power but remain so, because a god could also be deposed.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Also, you said that America had a serpent within her, right? Well,
Yes, I believe that was the serpent whom skin we found at Bonnie Village.
and you, but how did you get to that idea? Just because of the motifs and the allegories of the shamans?
Not just the shamans, but the women from the village of Dominula um, as well as the same women from Mount Gelmir.
Uh-huh.
Their culture is so entwined with the concept of life um, that the themes of life are both represented by a tree and a snake. Um, how we would recognize it, it would be the spiraling twin serpents.
Okay.
And Marika also wears jewelry that is iconic to snakes, as well as her statues having this sort of snake-like tail from her dress that
Hmm.
kind of wraps around into a symbol, similar to how the snake skin we find in Bonnie Village is laying. If you look at it from overhead,
Okay. All right. It's I'm not sure if I believe that, man. Uh, the idea that that of her, I guess being part snake-like, I just don't see that, man. Is there?
Well, it wouldn't have been able to show outwardly, especially if America, who uh, would probably know how to manage her own bodily autonomy and those connected to her. Um, but she also has the ability to expunge these traits and remove them. We see this in the form of Radigan, and we see a similar display between Mikla and Trina. Mikla can very easily discard his other half, and strangely enough, she takes the form of another aspect of life that shamans represent, which was the tree.
Okay. Well, I mean, instead of America, could it have been the Glowmite Queen? Because a lot of people seem to think that the Glowmite Queen is like
I
a
not
snake.
not only do I not think it's the Glowmite Queen, I firmly believe the Glowmite Queen had nothing to do with the people of the Tower or Bellerot. I don't think the Glowmite Queen was involved in any of that.
Really? I mean, because she's labeled as an Empyrean, like America was, so they were contemporaries. Um,
Exactly, but nothing ever stated that the Glowmite Queen was ever a god, just
well,
an Empyrean.
yeah. Well, every demigod or every god must be an Empyrean first, right? So
And a
if
god can be deposed, but we have no evidence of gods returning to being Empyreans.
well, I mean, it's just a title, right? I mean, what is an
Well,
Empyrean then? If because if a like say like a lord or something can be, knocked down a rank to a baron, and even though he started off as a baron, he can go back to being a baron. You
if
know?
to answer your question with another question, then why aren't the rest of America's children Empyreans?
Well, because it's stated in the game that Empyreans, you know, the I believe it's the two fingers dub thee an Empyrean. You're chosen. Once you're chosen by the two fingers, you are essentially an Empyrean. That's your title that you take on. So
Well,
if
to be an
it
Empyrean is to be a candidate for godhood, chosen by the fingers who have installed themselves at that place. But I
right,
don't think, I
so
don't think just anyone can be an Empyrean if
well,
the fingers chose them.
if the fingers chose you, it tells you right there what you just said. If the fingers choose you to be a
To
candidate
be
for
a
God,
candidate, not to be
you
an Empyrean.
that means you
An
are the
Empyrean can be
Empyrean.
a candidate,
I
but a
believe
candidate must be an Empyrean.
I believe if you're the candidate, you are an Empyrean. That's the title that you take on for being the candidate. It's like it's that job title or whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's like a special type of human that's born with certain powers, and then the two fingers say, "Hey, you can be a candidate to God." I think the two fingers
Then I'll
that
ask again, why didn't the other demigods become Empyreans?
because they weren't
If they
chosen.
all had their own fingers,
Well, I mean,
a finger could have chose them and said, you know what, you can bring to ascend to godhood.
well, we know that the great runes had fingers, right? They each divine tower, right, had a pair of fingers at the top and where the great runes were. What we don't know is that if those great runes that are linked to those fingers or connected to those fingers in the same tower, if they were already present or even decided, you know, if the person who had a great rune would be a candidate for God. They simply had the great rune. You can possess something and not be not be accepted going to the next level. You know what I mean? I mean,
Well, it wasn't
you could
the
have all the the what I want to try. What am I saying? You can have all the skills and everything to go to the next level of your job, but if you're not chosen, then you're not chosen. Even if you have the great rune, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just
I
because
do, but it wasn't the fingers who gave the demigods those great runes. It was Marika.
right, but she doesn't get to choose Empyreans. It's
No, but I don't think the fingers choose who gets to be Empyrean. Only which Empyrean gets to ascend.
well, I would have we would have to go look at Oh, I guess we'd have to look at the game critically again to see which one comes first, the Empyrean, or being chosen by the Great Rune, or not the Great Rune, by the Two Fingers. And I believe that the Two Fingers, if they choose you, you become an Empyrean. That's the job title that you take on. But that's just me.
There's more to it I have more in regards to the Glowmite Queen though.
Okay.
The Divine Tower in Caelid, which is supposedly Radahn's tower, at the very base, not only has a Godskin Apostle, but also the Black Flame Greatsword, the weapon of the Glowmite Queen.
Uh-huh.
We also have a Godskin Noble protecting the corpse of Rani, but I believe that's a different topic. What I think is more relevant here with the Divine Tower in Caelid is that Caelid is, I believe, where Farum Azula used to be.
Okay.
And that is where we also have the fight with the Godskin duo.
Okay.
I believe the location of those characters are very important to who the Glowmite Queen is and how she relates to all of this. But we have no indication of the Glowmite Queen being anywhere in Bellerat or anywhere in the Land of Shadow, even. Not even in the Jagged Peak, where it had the most relevance to Farum Azula.
That's
But
interesting.
another reason I don't think it's the Glowmite Queen either is because when Meliketh defeated her and seized the Rune of Death, and when that was plucked from the Elden Ring, that was the beginning of the Age of the Golden Order, which happened after Marika sealed away the Crusade.
Wait. Say that again?
The Glowmite Queen was defeated at the beginning of the Age of the Golden Order after Mesmer was sent away to the Crusade and the Lands of Shadow were hidden.
Okay. Huh. I don't know about that one either. I'd have to really think about that and look over the things again.
I can quote Enya right now.
Tell me.
The Rune of Death goes by two names. The other is Destined Death, the forbidden shadow plucked from the Golden Order upon its creation.
Ah, okay. All right, so yeah, if we go by what Enya says, yeah, you would be right. So that would explain why the Glowmite Queen's none of her stuff is present in. Well, I mean, well, if that depends, really, right? If none of her people are alive or in the Land of Shadows, could that just mean that they? I don't know. I'd have to think about it because I don't know. The one thing that I always have to question is how much time especially when Enya says what she says, right? How much time there was between events. You know what I mean?
So
that's one thing we
narrowed
need
it down to this.
Okay, tell me.
When the Age of the Erd Tree ended, that was when Godfrey and his warriors were tarnished. We know this because Mesmer recognizes recognizes us as a tarnished, and he wouldn't have known that until after the Long March. Then, Marika sent Mesmer away off on his crusade, thus sealing the Realm of Shadow and removing him from the playing board.
Okay.
Then, Marika called Radagon back to the capital to become the second Elden Lord. We know this is the frame of events because Renala's sister, was given Renala's blessing right before she left, as well as a lock of her hair.
Right. Okay.
And then after, Meliketh defeated the Glowmite Queen, seized the Rune of Death, and became Marika's Black Blade, thus starting the Age of the Golden Order.
How much? Let me ask you this: How much do you know? How much weight do you put into cut content?
In terms of like theming and stuff, it's funny you mentioned this because I did spend a couple of hours researching this yesterday by listening to Godfrey's cut content, and how he was aware of the chattering before it was going to happen. But to use this as concrete evidence is, in my view, always shaky.
Okay. All right, because I would always I would push back with Mesmer not knowing about the tarnish, simply because in the cut content, he speaks. Mesmer says that, Mikla spoke of thee or something like that. So to me, in that content, it reveals a little bit too much, and maybe that's why it was cut. That Mesmer and the whole war and all that was banished, maybe before Godfrey was banished from the lands between, and in my opinion, I think cut content can weigh heavy if it seems to work, right? And I think that seems to work a lot because we don't see, well, if that works, I don't think Mesmer or any of his soldiers knew about the Golden Order, so none of that. It was pre-Golden Order, so it was pre-Ratigan as Elden Lord, but it could. And if we go with what you say, it's probably in between marriages, and then. But I believe it probably took place before that, but before.
The crusade took place before the tarnishing.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Simply because we see a lot of the Mesmer's soldiers, we see a lot of the, they're using not Radigans, they're using Godfrey's, stomp, the axes, the weapons, the armor. It's all reminiscent to that culture, right? And
yeah, but I don't think that all necessarily means that, because a tarnished can embody any type of like class or character background, like the Dragonkin or the Northerners or even the Reedlanders.
right,
I think, and for the quote that you did for Mesmer for his cut content, Mikla could also very easily be describing just a particular tarnished coming to the lands of shadow who he might have referenced as the champion of the festival or something,
that too,
because Mikla needed someone like us to help finish off Radon.
right. Yeah, I got nothing against that one. But yeah, that makes sense too. Well, man, is there anything else?
Nothing I think I can add unless there's something you want to ask me.
No, I don't have any questions, man. Sorry. But
well, all right.
It's first episode, so I'm trying.
It's okay. You're doing great.
Thank you. So you did awesome as well, man. You did awesome.
Well, thank you.
All right, and yeah, I'll have to think about what you said because because I never thought about like you and Boss thinking that about the serpent thing. To me, I'd never considered that. That theory.
Actually, there is something I wanted to add.
Tell me.
So when we get to Mesmer's second phase, he tells us, basically he's saying, can you truly defeat the abyssal serpent shorn of light? To be shorn is to have something sheared from you,
right,
or removed, basically. And if the abyssal serpent was shorn of light, well, who would have shorn that serpent of light, if not Marika?
Who says it was Marika?
Exactly.
I mean, it could have been
Marika sheared.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, to also point out as to why she would probably betray the serpent, I want to add that not only did people in the lands between not have a particular like of serpents, but neither did the horn scent either. If you allow the horn scent companion to assist you in Mesmer's fight and and you're victorious, he basically says that Mesmer was the most based of all, a very tangle of snakes. I don't think the horn scent look at snakes very favorably either, probably due to their lack of features in regards to the crucible.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see that.
So I believe Marika betrayed the serpent in order to at least get the trust of the horn scent long enough so she can rise to power. I think that was how deep her betrayal went, is that she just used the snake, a primordial representation of the life she so gallantly embodies. That to remove the serpent was a betrayal so deep to oneself that it manifested in Mesmer along with the curse of the fire. I think these two things were so prevalent at the time, right when Mesmer was born, that they kind of just like had to shove space inside him,
Huh.
which is a very interesting image to think about. But I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, that I think that was what Marika did and her motivation for it.
All right then. All right. Well, I'll have to think about it and I'll get back to you.
Alrighty.
All right. Thanks, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Man, this thing is. Why does Discord hate me? Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's double check. Who was next? Was it What's Up or Spiral next?
Spiral was next. Yeah, Spiral is.
Oh, it's Spiral. Okay. All right, Spiral. Are you ready? Hold on. Let me see if I can do this smooth. Oh, Spiral was second. You farm?
What the hell? Showing it over here different. Okay, well then.
You get a piece of paper. Hey, forgive us. We're new.
Cannon head. Put cannon head.
All right, here we go. Spiral, here you come, man. All right, Spiral. Welcome to the show. Hello. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just listening to all these these ideas, these theories, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
I love listening to theories about Elden Ring, man.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. Let's see. So, do you want to start off with the question of the week, man?
Yeah. So.
Well, okay. So, the question of the week is: what is the original sin that is spoken about in Mesmer's remembrance?
Yeah. So. I'm really torn on the original sin itself being two different things. One of them being like the Christian doctrine, you know. Garrulous Goldmask has a really good video talking about it, where you know, Adam and Eve, the serpent in the tree, the fruit of knowledge. I can't tell. I mean, I don't know anything for sure in Elden Ring or any FromSoft thing, you know, it's all speculation, but I don't know if the original sin was the act of eating the fruit of knowledge itself, or if it's what Marika did with the knowledge after she gained it.
Oh, I remember we discussed this. I saw the discussion in chat a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So Scum Mage Info has a really good video also talking about original sin and the trees, and a lot of my ideas come from both of those videos.
Okay.
Kind of put together, but if we take the road that eating the fruit was the sin, I think probably Marika probably ate a piece of fruit from maybe a great tree that she wasn't supposed to eat, or she gained this knowledge somehow that she wasn't supposed to gain. or a mortal isn't supposed to gain. Like all the scrolls in the Shadow Keep,
Yeah.
that's the knowledge. That's the original sin, is the knowledge itself.
Oh wow.
Or the original sin is the snake in Mesmer.
Oh,
what
like
she
an
did
actual
with-
being.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
what kind of adding on to bosses and Jack's stuff, I guess. Because in the original sin, in the original Christian stuff, there was definitely a snake involved, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was probably one for one, obviously. And in classic FromSoft fashion, I think it was something probably really messed up, like America ate the snake, maybe. She either ate it or she
Thank you.
mated with it.
Oh, okay. I'm listening. Now you got me interested. What's up?
If she ate the snake, then Mesmer is an offshoot like Melania's sisters.
Okay.
If she mated with the snake, then it's just that's the son.
Okay. Okay.
Or-
So hold on. For if
or-
it's oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna ask if it's the if Mesmer is an offshoot, right? How would you explain if somebody brings up the musical theme is reminiscent to Radigan's? How would you explain that? Why would that be there?
I don't want to say that it's because America and Radagon were the same person at that point, because I really like your theory that Radagon was trying to become America on his own without fusing, and what we see is Radagon, not America.
Right.
I really like that. I really lean that way.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I'm hesitant to say that that's the reason, because that would counter it, you know. But
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. That's a good answer. I don't know. I mean, it's okay not to know stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely got the red hair and the fire. So it kind of seems like, but I don't know. Or maybe how about this? Melina is an offshoot of America with the snake. She's the Glomite Queen, and her and Radagon mated to make Mesmer. Melina and Radagon.
Oh, really?
That's just another random theory.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll leave it out there as a random theory. All right. So continue with what you were saying before.
What was that?
You were talking about what the original sin was, and maybe that America had mated with the snake, or Mesmer may have been.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe it was the information itself, and all that, or maybe it was what she did with the information, which was become a god.
Huh.
So maybe the original sin. I don't know, because Mesmer's keeping it company, so you'd imagine it's pretty close by him, but it could just be generally in the shadow realm itself.
Right. Yeah. Because, see, I like your idea that it's the snake. That that it's an entity that we can see or something, you know, instead of being an act.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe the Glomite Queen was just an offshoot. Maybe she did eat the snake and then she didn't want it and put it into Mesmer and sealed it away inside of him because she was afraid of it.
Okay.
Because it does say at the end of his remembrance, yet having done so, her fear compelled her to secret away her child within the realm of shadow. So she was afraid of it.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she was afraid of it because she betrayed it and it was mad at her or something.
Well, that's true too. But the one thing when we discuss it that she was afraid of it, I always wonder how powerful is the snake that she is afraid of it. You know what I mean? Because like it's kind of like the black flame, right? The flame of dust and death. We understand that because it it can kill gods. But
Yeah.
what do we know about the snake,
Well,
really?
Well, we know that the snake is definitely connected to the black flame through the Gluamide Queen. There's something going on with black flame and snakes and serpents.
Well,
I guess fire and serpents in general. There's just kind of something going on there.
well, yeah. I mean, I can understand fire because she would want to protect the Erd tree because it's wood, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm not sure about, I'm not sure about that, about the being fearful of the snake, right?
Yeah.
I'd have to think about that one too. Because
I have no idea what she would be scared of.
yeah, exactly. It's especially at this time in her life, she's the vessel for the Elden Ring, she has the Elden Beast, she has basically the greater will backing her up. And because of all that power, that's why I also don't believe that, her and Radagon were the same, because if in the words of Liurnia, why would she not like decimate the entire country, right? If she's a god,
Exactly.
right? It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
But that's just me. Anyways,
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that.
yeah. Well, what else you got, man?
I think that's pretty much it for like what the original sin is.
Uh-huh.
I don't really have anything else on that, but I got a couple other cool things kind of related to the original sin, like the tree of knowledge.
Okay.
I think that was the Scato tree.
Oh, really?
So maybe that could be the original sin in a way. Like
Oh.
that's where you get the information is from. I don't think it was the Scato tree. I think it was pre-Scato tree. I think there was a great tree here, and the Scato tree is taking it over, and like just like how the Erd tree is getting taken over. That was a great tree too.
You know what? I like that idea. I like that the idea of of what you said, that maybe Merrick had eaten some fruit off one of the great trees.
Yeah.
I like the idea that the shadow tree is probably, the, well, I can't, you know what I mean?
The tree of knowledge. Yeah.
The tree of knowledge. And
It's very interesting too.
yeah, tell me.
That Scum Mage Info points out is the flask of tears, right?
Yeah.
Sap of the Earth tree, blessings, all that. But if you should go in your inventory right now and go look at the flask of tears and open up the switch view and look at the big picture of it, right?
What is that? That talisman, right?
No, it's the flask, like your flask, your healing.
Okay. The
So
crimson,
go,
the cerulean or the crimson?
it's in the tools tab of your inventory.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right there. Yeah, you can just look. Yeah, so look at the big picture of it
Okay.
when you're like examining the lore or whatever,
Yeah.
and switch back between the cerulean tears and crimson tears. And they look the same, right? You look the same, but if you look at the top, you see the top.
Yeah, I see there's a difference in the. I guess there's
There's a
fruit.
tree. There's trees, and they both have different fruit.
Oh, wow.
And that really goes along with, because in the original Christian doctrine, there was a tree of knowledge, but there was another tree. There was a tree that Adam and Eve were able to eat from, and they were supposed to eat from it. It gave them vigor and life, and that's the red flask.
Oh.
And knowledge, obviously, the cerulean tears, the blue flask, refills your mana, has to do with intelligence. So it's probably that's from the tree of knowledge.
Interesting. I never
Not
I never considered
yeah.
that, but yeah. And
I think,
I didn't know there was another tree.
yeah, right? Me neither. And in a lot of other ones, there's a third tree. And I think there was 3 trees. I think the Halig tree was a great tree, and then Lindell great tree, and then the Shadow Realm great tree. And I think the ones in the lands between was the green and red flasks.
Okay.
And the Shadow Realm one was the intelligence one, the mysterious one. But also I think America made the Erd tree, and made the Scato tree and started to take over the systems that the great trees governed. So instead of all the souls getting absorbed into the great tree roots and going out to where they were supposed to, everything went into the Erd tree. And instead of it bearing fruit, it started to bear sap. And it bared sap of all the colors of all the trees because everything was getting funneled into the Erd tree instead.
Huh. Wow, I really like that. Yeah, I'm gonna
kinda
have to-
crazy.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to look into a little bit of Christian or I guess Jewish doctrine and see if there were if there were
Garrulous
three
Goldmask's
trees.
video is really good.
Oh yeah,
And
you link
Scrum
that in the
Agent
Discord. Because
Okay, I'll link both of them videos. They're very good.
because I do watch them. I may have missed it, but dang, yeah, I'll have to look into it and consider everything that they put out. Yeah, wow. I wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
You said there was something else. You had a couple things.
What was it? The trees. I definitely probably have some glow in my queen stuff floating around in my head, but that'll probably just spiral out of control.
All right, yeah. We'll save that for another call in.
Yeah, that's another day's thing.
All right then, man. We'll let you go, and we'll get another caller in here, man. I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I really do. Thank you, man.
Yeah, pleasure's all mine.
Take it easy.
You too. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Does this guy, Christian, stole 508 off his?
All right, so we're gonna yeah, okay. So what's up? He's next. Was I wonder if he got it from what is it? What's that movie? Scary Movie? Remember that back in the day? All right, here we go. What's up? Are you there? What's up? Or is he AFK?
No, I'm here. Hey,
Hey, welcome
How
to
you
the show,
doing?
man. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great tonight,
It's
man.
your birthday?
Oh
Happy
no.
birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow. No, I have
Tomorrow?
to work.
Oh.
Yeah,
In
I'll be.
Germany, it means bad luck if you wish in advance, but I
Oh
hope it's
no.
sorry, my bad.
No, it's all good. So
yeah.
you want to start off with the question of the week, or did you want to do something
Yeah.
else?
I don't think I have much to say. I think it's important that we define what is a sin in the first place. Like,
Okay.
what do they mean by sin? Because I think we have a very Christian interpretation of it, and obviously there are. It's very valid. So I'm like happy. Spiral told, like basically told what we have the Christian symbolism of the snake. We have even Radagon. We have the crucifixion of America. We have so much symbolism there. But I think what FromSoft rather goes for is it's a different kind of sin, like an alternation from a divine plan. Like in Dark Souls, we have Win sin of, basically destroying the natural divine cycle of existence, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think before America's ascension to godhood, we had basically a life cycle which is very much symbolized by the spirals which you find everywhere. That death and life follows each other, and like they build up on each other, right? One follows the other, and from death comes new life, and so on. This understanding of life, and America completely messed with this cycle by removing destined death, the rune of death, and I think basically this resembles the sin, like they talk about, because besides that, there's not much talking about her sinning. I mean, there's some like politics games, like they blame her for being a trumpet and stuff, and but didn't like her involvement in the power dynamics. But I think it's yeah, a deviation, an alternation from the divine plan or divine cycle or whatever. Uh, yeah, that's the
Oh.
first thing.
Oh, that, you know what, what you just said about, breaking off from the divine plan or the divine cycle. You said,
Mhm.
you know what, that could be the original sin, because what is it, a god, once a god becomes the god and the Elden Lord or whatever together, they're only supposed to rule apparently for 1,000 years, right? And America had exceeded that. And
Yeah.
oh man, I totally forgot that. That's wow. Now I'm gonna have to consider that too, because that could be the original sin, is preventing. Oh well, you know what? Now you got my mind in a spiral. Sorry. So what
I mean,
if?
consequences in the lands between, like, it's really a messed up place right now with death missing or at the state where it is, like, and yeah, I think that is the sin which messed with the divine plan around life or intelligent life. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
and yeah,
Y-
and we see the consequences.
Yeah. What? Oh man. Let me tell you this, and you let me know what you think. What if the Glowmite Queen was supposed to be America's original successor, and she sent Malekith to defeat her or kill her or whatever, disposed of her, so she continued on with her her reign.
With the
And
godhood.
yeah, with her godhood, right? And so the perhaps what if that
So
snake?
Mariner is the Glomite Queen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You got
It
me
might
off.
be, yeah. Like, I mean, why did they make her eye purple? Like, why is she still alive after every other spirit got burned away
Oh, oh man,
in this ending?
right?
Like, has some kind of entity inside her, I think, or at least I thought, at least she's somehow related to the Glowmite Queen. Like, America used parts of what was the Glowmite Queen, her spirit, and like we see the Earth Tree funerals where stuff comes into the Earth Tree and gets recycled into new life, basically. But at least that's what they tell us. But we see always the same life, basically, for
Uh-huh.
thousands. I don't know how long.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't know how long either. It's so hard to figure out what the timeline is, or how much time happened in between events. And like I've said before, I think that's one thing we do have to consider when we hear people tell us something about, oh, A happened, then B happened, and that led to C. But like, how much happened in between, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. But now
Like,
you're gonna have me wondering all day about
Like,
this.
also so much, like, I'm not really firm on anything, like, because there are so many missing pieces, which just the timeline is so hard to say when was what, how many years in between. You can't say for certain. And, like, there's so much confusing stuff. Like, the state of the church is confusing me. Like, all the statues. If it's an active religion, it wouldn't look like that. But
Right.
it,
Oh yeah,
it
I remember
suddenly,
that
like,
discussion.
so many years like have passed. Yeah, it baffles me.
It baffled.
I love it and hate it at the same time that I can't answer the questions, but it's good. Like, I think all the series before, like, it's really everything is possible and it's really nice. Like, we can't say for sure, nah, you can't be right at all.
Right.
In some cases, we can say, okay, this item says that, but
Well,
usually everything is somehow possible. Like, It's really art. Like you can interpret it in so many different ways and interact with it in different ways and put your own story into it. Like that's the nice thing I think about how they design the story. But I really would like to have some concrete answers, to be honest.
And the sad thing is the sad and the great thing is you're never going to get those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it took me a long time to get over that factor, cope with it, because after the end of Dark Souls 3, it took me years to get over that I will never know the real story. And they'll never tell us. So when Elden Ring first came out, I did not play for the first year because I was still grieving, not knowing. I had trauma, you could say, that of never knowing the truth. And I was thinking to myself, I don't want to get into Elden Ring and never know the truth. But here I am.
I mean, but that's also life. I mean, we can never understand the full picture. There's always, I mean, we have so many smart people before us who answered so many questions, and we can understand from their perspective, but we're always limited in understanding somehow. We're not almighty, like we can understand everything.
Exactly, dude. And that's probably the truest thing that anyone can think or say when it comes to any FromSoft game. We'll never. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one. 100%. That's a hill that I would die on.
But I love that you bring people here together, and like it's so nice to hear everyone being passionate and expressing their ideas. It's so cool.
It really is. It really is, man. And yeah, it's just awesome, man. It's awesome. And plus, I go on like Reddit every now and then and read those long posts and stuff, and I'm like, man, I'd rather somebody just tell me, just tell me instead of reading, because I'm old and my eyes I wear glasses. What can I do?
Yeah, that's why I'm eager to believe you when you tell me something. I'm like, oh, okay. But like at the same time, I always have this critical mind. If I'm interested in something, I have to question it. Like, could it be true? And then I end up like I'm completely disagreeing, but I'm actually very interested.
And that's great. And I think you should always question, no matter what content creator or whatever post you read, you should always take it with a grain of salt. Unless you do your own research and then you come up with your own foundation that you can grow on, right? And one thing I try to do when I make my videos or even think about the game, I try and spin this back around to, how in the beginning you were talking about like Christianity and Spiral was talking about Christianity. I try to use the historical critical method when analyzing the context and the text and people's quotes when they're saying. And so I try to like realize, okay, is this a statement of faith? Is this a historical statement? Is this a biased statement? And what type of person is making this statement? And it when applying the historical critical method or source criticism, also it changes everything. And I would encourage everybody to do that when it comes to maybe Elden Ring and definitely Dark Souls. I mean, it would change everybody's lives, in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
But it's also like FromSoft really deals a lot with symbolism, and it's right in your face. Like they try to tell you something with, like they put an object there, and it has a meaning why they put the object there. You should, like, you can derive meaning from that just by looking at it and knowing, like this armor looks like these kind of knights were here, and
Right.
It's, or like they give you a resistant damage item, like something to buff your weapon, and you meet an enemy who's weak to lightning damage or whatever. I don't know. And often like you find tiny items which really tell a story or try to tell a story, and I try to think about what is a developer trying to tell me here, or what is you want to like. But because they really work a lot with symbolism, a lot. Like it's everywhere,
Ha-
and so
Have you seen those?
it's not. Yeah.
Talking about the the symbolism and placement of things. Have you seen those videos? We Are Godwin, the We Are Godwin series. Have you seen
We're
those?
going- I don't think so.
Man, you gotta check those out. You gotta check those out. It will blow your mind. That was I think it's like 13 episodes, and it was really great. I had a lot of fun. I shared it with Calistro and pretty much everybody I knew. I was like, man, you gotta watch this, and everybody was like, I don't play Elden Ring. I'm like, no.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Maybe
Yeah.
link it the Discord or in the YouTube.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Discord, man. It's a great series.
I'll check it out. Cool.
Yeah, man. Well, was there anything else you wanted to say? You want to put in?
Oh no, I'm just happy, yeah, to listen to all, and I think there are still some people waiting.
Yep,
to
there
talk.
is. All right then.
Definitely.
Well,
Good luck
well,
to them, and thank you for having me.
you're welcome, man. Thank you for being part of the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Later.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right, let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Why? Wait, how come Discord doesn't work sometimes? All right, there we go. All right, kissing? That I don't know. I can hold on. Let me see. Kissing? All right, kissing. There you are. All right, let's see. Here we go. No, come on. Discord. Maybe it's my mouse. There we go. Hello, kissing six.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going.
Welcome to the show, man.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good to be here. I be watching your videos a lot. I really be liking your takes and stuff. You have
Ah.
nice takes.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you want to start with the question of the week, or did you want to go on to something else?
Kind of something else. Like, I wanna like see what's your perspective on like the Badlands.
Okay.
You know, like I always wondered a lot about like what is the Badlands and like what was Godfrey doing over there. And I know it's like mad obscure and they barely like really talk about it, but you know, that's something I
Right.
really thought about.
Okay. So, in my opinion, the Badlands, in the beginning, the Badlands may have been just a wild place, and in my imagination, I always imagine like some, like, I don't want to say jungle, but like, I don't know, large prairies and like animals and just tribes and just everybody warring with each other, right? And the Tarnish show up and they're supposed to like take over and build a society or something like that. Because the reason I think they built a society, or they conquered the Badlands and built a country or something, is only because like the Confessors. If you look at the Confessors, so eventually it became like a medieval country, and the Confessors, they work for the Church of the Two Fingers, which is outside the lands between. So the Tarnish took with them. You could almost say they're like conquistadors or pilgrims from the UK or whatever back in the day. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they brought with them their religion, and and they eventually excelled or propagated. And the Church of the Two Fingers was a major religion in the area, because the Confessors, and they go around killing people, right? They're like the assassins. So I eventually I imagined that they were kind of like the Catholic Church back in the day of before the Crusades. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe afterwards. This is like this powerhouse, because you know, you have to have a powerful society and a powerful religion at the same time to have assassins to kill non-believers. I mean, to me, it's
Yeah.
really fascinating. But that's pretty much all I have when it comes to the Badlands. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah, I always wondered about like outside the lands between and stuff. I always had this kind of like this idea that there possibly could be like different continents, in the world of Dark Souls type stuff. So it's
right,
like
and
I
there
know
is
in Night Ring they got a revenant, and in her remembrance you're going through like a house, but this house is like a futuristic house compared to what you really see in Elden Ring, like a Victorian England type house. You know what I'm saying?
exactly right, right.
Like I seen videos of people trying to connect her with the Carians and stuff.
Uh huh.
So in my mind, I'd be thinking like, okay, she could have had like a Carian family in the lands between, and then they traveled to like some far off continent and like established themselves in like some manor. Because
Right,
like you don't really find her house, in Elden Ring itself. So it's like
right. Yeah. I mean,
where the origins really come from type of stuff.
yeah. Well, we know there's a lot of places outside the lands between. That's why we started calling it Elden Earth, right? And you know, that's why we call it Elden Earth, everybody. And so, you know, because let's see, Rykard, you know, Rykard's what's her name? Tanith. She's from outside the lands between.
Yeah.
We know Rykard met her while journey or traveling outside the lands between.
Or even Patches. We don't even know where he really like was born at. But
Yeah, and Okikina, he's from the land of reeds. Okay, from in Night Rain, let's talk about Guardian. Guardian is probably, in my opinion, it's crazy because there's a whole society of bird people somewhere that existed. So, I mean, Elden Ring to me, like base Elden Ring represents the world as just a bunch of um, humanoids, kind of humanoids if you want to mix in the alien hybrid theory. But they're a bunch of humans. It's just like a human world. But now with the introduction of Guardian, now that they've added bird people, are they going to add like cat people? Are they going to add, you know, Khajiits or Argonians? And is this? I don't know. I and
I
and
I, I have a theory that Raider is a descendant of Andre from Dark Souls, like later on down the line,
uh huh.
but he like kind of lost touch with his smithing like aspect of himself and just like became more of a warrior
Hmm.
because like we already know they kind of look alike,
Uh huh.
but other than that though, like his ultimate, he summons a giant stone. It
Right.
has like these engravings on it, the red aura with the attack and stuff.
Uh huh.
And then when you look at the meteor forges, I think that yeah, from like Shadows of the Erdtree like forges, the patterns are kind of similar to the stone. And then like there was the smithing gods
Uh huh.
somewhere.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then you have Hugh who's saying smithing is a divine uh like thing to do. Like I think in his hammer description or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget Fulgor. Fulgor, he's a centaur. We don't see centaurs in the base Elden Ring game
Or
or
yeah,
or
yeah,
anywhere.
definitely.
And you know, and the gods, and apparently there was, you know, he traveled with a bunch of people like him, right? And they had their own gods that hid in lightning or in the thunder of the lightning or something like that. I don't have it in front of me, but it's something like that. I mean, it's fascinating the lore that they make, and they and it irks me at the same time because they give you these little tidbits that ignite the imagination, and yet you have nothing to build on, so you're just doing it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, man. So what do you think about the Badlands? Have you, since you were thinking about them, did you have any thoughts?
I think it's like possibly. So I rewatched the intro like a couple times just off of that because it was bothering me so much. And like you see Godfrey, he's hanged up on like a tree,
Uh-huh.
got all these swords in him, you know. Um I when you look at like the far off end of the map, when like you're just standing looking at the ocean,
Yeah.
you could kind of see mountains and ranges and stuff like that over there.
Yes.
Um I could imagine like these are lands that aren't really touched by grace because like he was banished by America and lost his grace.
Uh-huh.
So I think like in general America just didn't want him to have grace, so send him to like a graceless land basically. You
Oh.
know, he can't come in contact with grace anymore.
You know what?
And like
Yeah, I think you're the first person that I've talked to ever that, had said that the power of the Erdtree and the grace was limited in scope. And I agree with that
yeah,
100%.
yeah, I don't really like I never thought that like the grace really extended across the whole planet, like Elden Earth, like you would say.
Uh-huh.
Um, because in the intro, the Earth Tree goes and calls out to these different warriors and stuff to come fix things. So the grace wasn't there, and like you see the little grace spirit in front of Godfrey, like reviving him from the tree when you look at like the picture.
Uh-huh.
The same thing with Sir Gideon in whatever unknown crypt that he was buried in,
Right.
like somewhere. Um, I don't really think it extended as far as they kind of make it seem.
Right.
I kind of like see how like the characters that favor the Golden Order, they usually like exaggerate the powers of it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And then like you got characters that expose the hypocrisies because it's like, oh, the Earth Tree will never burn down. Like, who would do such a thing? But then, like, there's characters you could really see that though that could burn.
Exactly. You got Melina, and then you got Enya encouraging you. Like, she's like, what is a cardinal sin if the two fingers aren't here to, see it, right? It's like, what?
Yeah,
I thought you were a good person, but you're actually like a sinister, devious woman. Enya, you dog.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Even like the way some characters with grace, they like they're not really like they don't get the full blessings of grace. I would say sometimes like a lot of them meet like tragic ends and stuff like that, and like grace where grace didn't really help them or like protect them or anything like that. Like the preacher starter character, he's like a character in here. I forgot his name.
Oh,
Um, he's like Goldmask's little
Corinth, or Corinth, or something like that.
form. Corin, he would like he believed in the Erg Tree so hard, but he didn't get no favor from the Erg Tree at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, he kind of like got the short end of the stick, to be honest.
Right.
Um, compared to somebody like Morgoth, who was like fighting for the Erg Tree and was like, you know, rejected, but when he, died, he kind of got what he wanted. He became a whole man and like his body changed and stuff.
Oh, yeah. If you see it that way, yeah, that's true. He did end up getting the blessing at the end. Excuse me.
Yeah, like I feel like the Erg Tree like picks and chooses who it wants to really give blessings to.
And that's also another Christian motif, I guess you could say, because I think it said somewhere in there, yeah, that it says that God lets it rain on the good and the bad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thinking about symbolism and stuff like that. So I think there's that. Oh! I think my I think my game closed or crashed. Oh no.
If you don't mind me asking, what ending would you say is like your you think is the best ending for the game?
Hold on, let me see if I can get my stream back up. I think I stopped streaming. Is it still streaming, everybody? My game crashed. Okay. All right. Okay, Spiral says that they can still hear us.
Yeah, I
Oh, it's
just
just
see
black.
the game screen there.
Okay.
The character just.
So let's see. You asked me what's the best ending in my opinion, or the ending that I like.
Yeah. The best ending in your opinion, like the most morally correct or whatever.
Okay. Well, the best ending in my opinion are the three synoptic endings, which are the the Dung Eater, Gold Mask, and whatchamacallit, Via's ending, and maybe I guess they're all four synoptic ones. The and the regular Age of Fracture one, where you just do the regular meld the Elden Ring or whatever with America. In my opinion, those are the best ones, because I believe 100% that that the Elden Earth and all the inhabitants of the lands between are really being ruled over and lorded over by an alien influence, and all these people are really trying to fight against that so they can have autonomy again, and their own agency, instead of having to follow this out of greater will or any other god, right? And so I think those are the best, because it gives them the choice, the opportunity still to do that, to find a way to break free. And if you choose like the Age of Frenzy Flame, supposedly everybody dies, right? Melts back into the one great, and I think that's a lie. But and if you do Ronnie's ending, a lot of people see it as some type of symbolism that it's gonna be it's gonna be like a perfect world, or some type of a world of free will. But we can't really trust Ronnie, because A, she's a murderer, two, she's a liar, and three, she's a demigod, right? We just can't trust Ronnie for anything, because I would never trust anybody that's a murderer who killed her own half brother. If you believe Godwin was her half brother, that's not somebody that I would consider trustworthy at all, or ever.
I never fully agreed with Ronnie's like ambitions, kinda, because it was like I feel like it was kind of selfish in a sense. Like she was just willing to kill Godwin just to just to get by, and it's like I feel like she could have did a like I don't know. It's kind of hard because she kind of had to kill Godwin to free herself from the fingers. She had to create the finger blade, right? With like the rune of death or something.
Well, they made the Black Knife assassin blades, or they imbued it with destined death, right? Because
they did it with destined death.
Yeah.
Like killing Godwin caused death to like flourish more, like spread more, didn't it? Like what was the point of killing?
What was the point of killing Godwin? Well, honestly, I don't know. What I could tell you, right, is I could tell you that, if she was going to kill her Empyrean flesh, right, her demigod flesh, or whatever she was, right, she didn't want to die per se, so she was going to kill her body, and then she needed somebody to kill, somebody else to kill, right? And I think, well, how come she just didn't kill some commoner, or if she just needed a soul to take the place of her death, right? I believe, and this is gonna throw you, I'm throwing this out there. I believe that she killed Godwin because Godwin, if she was gonna become the god of the next age, right? Godwin was gonna be her Elden Lord. That was gonna be her consort, and I also believe when she says, I would not be controlled by that thing. I believe Godwin was already transforming into some type of dragon hybrid or something. And we know, from what I understand, the Elden Lord, the consort, is in charge of the Elden Ring, right? Then why else have a consort or an Elden Lord, right? Because they're in charge of it. And you know, America is just the vessel. Ronnie would just be the vessel, and perhaps, you know, now that she's the vessel, she would be, you know, under control of Godwin, some monstrosity, half human, you know, fish monster dragon guy. And maybe that's why she killed him, because that was going to be her lord and she would have to do what he said. And perhaps the original sin is that America never did what her Elden Lords told her to do. She was defiant. She was defiant against the Elden Lords. She was defiant against fate. She was defiant against death. She was defiant against the greater will. And defiance was the original sin, in my opinion. But as for, I can't give you a definite answer of why she chose Godwin to die.
Yeah. When it comes to what you said about her wanting a lord, I had a different theory, but another theory that Mikola, right after, like, her plan was to get Radon, kill the Tarnish, and then right after that go and kill Radagon. Like how, you know, in the game that you kill all the bosses and you just gotta go to the Erg Tree now.
Uh-huh.
I thought that Mikola was gonna do something like that, that she was just getting ready to create the ultimate lord, because in the description for Radon's like weapons, the Shadows of the Erg Tree version of him, you need more than faith and intelligence to make a true lord. You also need strength, and then like the faith scaling, intelligence scaling. Like she was trying to create like the ultimate being, basically, to go kill right now.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, cause I was thinking of in terms of like real time, like in the game, like as you're doing that battle, like what's her plan right after she fucking like murders you, basically.
I was laughing that you cussed.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
No problem, man. I don't know. Sounds pretty good. I can't refute any of that. It sounds like good lore theorizing, man. You're doing good.
Yeah, I really like, you know, Elden Ring a lot, Souls games a lot and stuff. I think it's pretty cool to think about, speculating.
It's a great game.
Not a lot of games we have in this intensive storytelling.
Right? And a lot of people who just look at the game, you know, at a surface level, just like there's no story. It's like, what? Are you serious? Come on now. It's in there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's just like, even when I'm done reading the game, you know, you have the questions, and then they be like, okay, we're gonna come out with more games right after. They're like, they abandon all the like lore that they just made.
It hurts your feelings, man. Take it personally.
Yeah, definitely. It's just so like, it's like, how you gonna release a new game talking about something else? You didn't finish this story right here.
For real. For real. Well, was there anything else, my friend?
No, that's it. That's it.
All right then, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right then. Well, we'll see you next time then. All right. Let's see. Who else? Let's see. I think. Who was next? Who was next? No. There's one more. There's C, right here. C. Yeah. This one right here. All right. Let's see. Is that his name? Cannon? All right. Well, on my screen it just shows a C, so forgive me. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Come on down. See, you've been chosen to stand before the Inquisition. Hello,
Hey,
can you?
howdy.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Never bad, never bad. It's Cayman in the comments.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's canon. Oh, I see it now. Welcome.
Yeah,
uh,
nice to meet you.
so do you want to start with the question of the week, or do you want to just skip over it and to move on to something else?
My ideas about the question of the week are less organized, so I'm going to go through the stuff that I got a little bit better organized, and if we have time, I'll spew out some ideas about the question of the week.
All
I think
right.
we
Go
did a
ahead.
good job covering it already. So
Oh yeah, but the question of the week is everybody's opinion. You know, if you have anything else to add to it or change, you know, everybody gets
Sure.
a chance. Go ahead, man.
so I think three fingers are Mikola made Mikola an Empyrean.
Okay.
I think that there's a similarity in kind of like a mirror. I think that Mikola, a tool which can purge the influence of the three fingers, but it only works in Ferrum Azula,
Hey,
which you can only get to after burning the Erd tree, which Mikola was trying to grow a replacement for.
hold on. Can you start over again? You're breaking up pretty bad. I'm getting
I'm
like
sorry, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so Mikola,
Oh.
I think, is the Empyrean elevated by the three fingers. I think that there is a similarity in their philosophies, this kind of unification and obliteration. I think that he made a needle that can specifically remove the influence of an outer god. It's used specifically to remove the three fingers influence, the Shabriri's influence. It only works in Ferrum Azula, which you can only get to after burning the Erd tree, which Mikola was trying to create a replica of. He was trying to create a replacement for.
Okay.
I think the needle itself we find in Millicent, which is she's a valid choice for Maiden Blood, and I think that she is to. I think Millicent is to Millennia in the same way like Elena is to Marika, which is to say, I think they're like a scion, like they're an outgrowth, but not necessarily a child.
Okay.
I also think interesting that you'll see, if you look in Vike's story, he is said to have been the closest to becoming an Elden Lord. And then, for no apparent reason, he travels below the capital and is scorched by the flame of frenzy. And they imply that he was suggested, that he was lured and suggested into this path of action.
Right.
I think.
Wait. So are you implying that Mikla had was the person that suggested to Vike?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. He told Vike, "Hey, you should go down there and talk to this guy." I think there is, like we've talked about a little bit. We talked about the Empyreans today, and we talked about the two fingers. We know that we only know for a fact a certain number of Empyreans, so there's certainly some connection between the Empyreans, the runes, and the fingers. We know Marika, Lomide Queen, Rani, Nicola, Melania are all Empyreans, and most of them we have accounted for, and two fingers, right? There's a lot of two fingers on top of the top of the towers, where we store the room. There's also is in Alice, I think, and she has to kill it herself. Unlike the other ones, which we find killed after we've taken the rune from the person who held it.
Right.
It's possible they were dead already, but we don't know.
Okay.
I think Mikola is different in that he's never killed. In the base game, is in his metamorphosis state, is kidnapped, never dead. we see what's it called? We see him in the lands between, and he has his rune there. He discards it. So that means that whole system is still intact while the Three Fingers is alive.
Okay.
And as for their philosophies, the frenzied flame wants to create unity and burn away all of the like aspects of this suffering. And Nicola is kindly kind of doing the same thing. We see a mirror to this philosophy in Midra. Was unable to become a lord because he couldn't give up the love of a woman, Nanaya. But he was said to be taking on other people's. Sorry, he was said to be taking on other people's, and relieving it. And we also, when they talk about Shabriri, we talk about him as both slanderous and flirtatious. He is a liar and a seducer, which I think is also very similar to Mikola. Mikola believes the world is cruel and he must destroy the current system in order to make a kind and just one. And I think that's a perfect mirror, the opposite, but the same, of what the Three Fingers wants, of what Shabriri wants. We are just led to understand that Shabriri is wrong. And by the end of the DLC, we kind of realize that Mikola is wrong too. Like, he was never going to be able to make a kind world by power.
Man, that was a lot. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry.
No problems. No problems. Wow. Okay. I don't know, man. There's a lot of connections that you have there, a lot of parallels, right? That's
right. I think it's the kind of theory where there's not going to be direct evidence, so we just kind of have to infer and imply and decide if it makes thematic sense.
Right.
I think it holds up.
It may hold up. Because yeah, if they're like two sides of the same coin, right? Frenzy Flame and Mikla. I think that works, man. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, because they're both trying to. Wow. Yeah, you got me. That's pretty good. So,
I'm glad.
how did you come up with this?
I was just thinking about the Three Fingers, right? Like, they must have made somebody an Empyrean. That's what they're for. So I just started trying to figure out what that was, and it all came together.
Okay. With the Three Fingers making somebody an Empyrean, you don't think the Three Fingers are like an abomination or a mutation of the Two Fingers or anything like that? You think they...
Well, we see that, or the Mother of the Fingers, it's all kinds of things. They're not necessarily specifically Two Fingers. I put it together yet, but I kind of think that none of the Two Fingers are children of Metter. I think they're like, because we see in the DLC that you can become a Two Fingers by eating the worms or whatever it is.
Yes.
So, and Metter is locked away. So all of the finger creepers that we find in the base game they're nothing. They're just wild animals, basically. So, that's why I put together all the theory on it, but I don't think any of the fingers that we meet are quote unquote fingers.
Wow, that's really fascinating. I never considered that the Two Fingers, especially the ones on top of the Divine Tower, right? They could be just like priests that ate that finger mimics or whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
That's fascinating. Oh man, that's really good lore theorizing there, man.
I appreciate it.
Wow.
I do want to quickly touch on the question of the week because I think we did talk a lot about it, and I think we've come up with a really good solution between all of us. We see that in some of the old ruins, the Earth Tree is depicted with a serpent at its base.
Uh-huh.
We know that the shamans are heavily related to serpents. We know that Marika, this kind of serpent skin thing going on with her, and if we look at the photo for the DLC, there's kind of an outline of a serpent's head and its tongue sticking out. If you look at her necklace as she's like bowing her head, I think what we are supposed to understand is the original sin is divesting the tree of the serpent. Like the tree and the serpent were supposed to go together, intertwined, if you will, in a cycle of growing and burning and growing and burning. And I think the serpent people of a long ancient past were usurped by the giants who created the crucible. I think that the horn scent came after them. And I think that America depicted with the kind of the lance of Longinus, like in her side, that beam of light stuck in her side, is related to the snake that we see in Mesmer in his side. I think what we are supposed to understand is that her sin, quote unquote, is taking the snake out, right? Got this power originally, return the world to order, and she just couldn't let go of power.
Oh wow. That's pretty good too, man. Wow. 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 I have to think about that. Man. How'd you come up with that one?
The lance of Longinus. That's the lance in the side of Mesmer, and
Right.
the lance, and like, I also think that that Marika is the Glowmite Queen, and I think it's just like she was quote unquote defeated when she removed the rune of death from the Elden Ring, which is like the order of the universe. So she removed the cycle, and then locks it away beyond time, and she's quote unquote defeated, and now she's just basically creating a narrative where she's a different person. Right? She's now this forgiving golden god instead of the trickster god of death that she was before.
Okay.
That kind of thing. It's not that she was ever killed or anything like that. I think there's so many associations with snake and fire and the fell god and destined death and all this stuff. I think that if they're not connected in some way, it doesn't quite add up. So that's what I think. I don't know if there's a clean way to like tie it all together, but I think the quote unquote original sin is that break, whenever that cycle broke.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm supposed to be at work right now, so I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh yeah. Get out of here. Have a good day at work, man. And thank you for the theory, man. That's great. Great stuff. Everybody's great stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Appreciate that. All right.
Have peace.
Thank you, man. Have a good day. Be safe. All right. Let's see. All right. I think everybody's already gone. What time is it? All right. Since it's close to 9 o'clock, and I like to try to stop around 9 o'clock because I got work tomorrow. You know what? Let's call it there. Everybody, I want to thank everybody that called in, everybody that listened. Thank you for coming in and sharing your lore theories and your opinions. Man, it's great stuff. And this is what I love about Elden Ring. This is what I love about the community, man. Nobody seems to have the same story. We all look at the same stuff and we all draw different interpretations of it. And it's fascinating to me because everybody brings their own bias to it, and it's just wow. That's all I got. It's amazing stuff, y'all. If you want to do this again, let me know. We'll do it again. Maybe we'll do it on a Sunday night. I think a Sunday night would be better because Saturday night, I'll do stuff with the kids. So yeah, so you know what? Let's do it again. Let's do this again next Sunday. I'll think of a new question of the week, and we'll we'll have a good time. So bring your theories and stuff like that. We'll talk about anything Elden Ring, and if a FromSoft comes out with another game, we'll talk about that. And if you want to talk about Dark Souls, also talk about Dark Souls, man. I mean, when you're on here, you're on the mic, the floor is yours, and I'm willing to discuss anything when it comes to FromSoft games, or maybe any other game. But you know, oh, thank you for the happy birthday. Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday, y'all, and I'll be at work. y'all have a great night. Be safe out there. Let's see. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I got stuff to do with my kids. So I'll be back Monday, 7 o'clock Texas time, and we'll play some Elden Ring and chit chat. All right, everybody, be safe.